Hi, I just saw the first Purge. Not the original Purge, the new Purge movie, confusingly titled The First Purge. I'd like to share my thoughts on it, but first, just a little bit about the franchise up until this point, how I felt about it. It's always something that I feel like has a good potential, promise for just a crazy experience at the movies, but almost always disappoints. It started with the first one, the original movie. Um, I thought it had a lot of potential. The idea is just bonkers, but it could be a lot of fun. But then they were just in a house the whole time. It's extremely boring, I thought. I thought the sequel is the direction it should have been gone in the first place. Out in the open in the city, crazy stuff going on, kind of a sprawling like adventure type thing through this madness. It got a little bit better in the second one, and then it's kind of maintained that plateau of better but not great since then. So that brings us to this new installment, and I had a lot of fun with it. Maybe not the way the filmmakers intended. I was laughing, knee slapping laughter the whole movie. If they were trying to make it, if it was supposed to be scary, then I didn't get it at all. But it was just a lot of fun. The promise I mentioned earlier about the premise delivering just crazy bananas stuff. This one had a lot more than the other ones, I thought, and I just loved it. That's not to say I thought it was a good movie. I think it was trash. It's a big old dumpster fire, but man, oh man, was it fun to watch. And not in really the so bad it's good sort of way, just sort of the so preposterous, I can't believe this film's taking itself seriously type way. Because they try to put it in sort of the real world type thing, like this is where we're headed. This is what's going to happen in the future. And it's just so bizarre and out of this world. It's pure fantasy, but the film, all of them, the whole franchise takes itself so seriously that when the stuff's going down, it's just a face palm, but just laughing your ass off the whole movie. And the horror inherent in this premise is society breaking down. Like we're all just animals right under the skin. All it takes is a purge, and then we all just lose our minds and murder each other. That's kind of scary. But the movies always put in this stuff where it's like just psychos wearing like crazy outfits and stupid masks. And in this one, there's like two old ladies pushing around a shopping cart full of stuffed animals. Presumably they've stolen, they've looted, and they're just laughing maniacally. And the filmmakers like try to go for that kind of scary, just like loons running amok. And it's just the goofiest thing. And that's, of course, the source of the unintentional comedy that runs through this movie. And it's exemplified no better than with my favorite character of the movie that goes by Skeletor, who is a gangster, kind of, I think he's just a heroin addict, to be honest. But he's exceptionally psychotic. And the filmmakers must have just told him, dude, just act like a madman every day, all day on set. We'll just film you. And this guy just seems like he is loving it. He's losing his mind, and he's just a joy to watch. It's a shame he's not in it as much as I hoped he was. In the beginning, you think he's going to be the primary antagonist almost of the movie, and then he disappears for most of the last act of the movie, and it's a real shame because he's just the best. And as far as exploring the premise of the first of these purges that we've seen over the years, I think it delivers better than any of the other sequels have on exploring the political and moral grounds that people stand on over this. There's a lot of that throughout the movie, made before it descends into just craziness. But there's a lot of that, and it's kind of appreciated. It doesn't go a super long way to make these movies more credible, but maybe a little more interesting. Of course, there were some things that were just unforgivably bad and didn't really add to my enjoyment of it. things like the CGI blood splatter. About halfway, maybe 2/3 of the way through the film, they give up on like actual blood and just start throwing little CGI blood splatters, and it looks awful. Especially there's a scene in like some fog outside, when they're slashing people up, and it just looks horrendous. Also, this movie is a big offender of the jump scare epidemic. It's just anytime anyone pops out, it's accompanied by the loudest banging noise. And it's not scary. I never jumped. I winced a couple times because it actually hurt my ears. It just doesn't work. I don't know about the 1,350,126th person to say this, but jump scares are just obnoxious. They're not scary. Stop it. But yeah, for me, that's pretty much all the genuinely negative things that I can think of. I mean, if you're looking at this film like a serious work of art and judging it on those merits, complete garbage, 0%. But I won't deny that I had a great time at the movies with it. Maybe for not the reasons the filmmakers wanted. But what can I say? I loved it. I'd probably give it like an 82%. If I was judging it on serious merits, it would get next to nothing. But if you're looking for just a dumb horror movie that tries its hardest to be serious and be taken seriously and fails miserably, this is the one for you. It's a great time. Thanks. Bye.